I've been Hey there! It's finally time to talk about Valve's Steam Deck. It is November 2024, and I've been promising on doing this video for 4 months now, and I finally have a little bit of free time to talk to you about it. I'm not going to be going super into the technical details. I'm going to give you my opinions on it, what I experienced, what I played, the settings, how to get the most out of your Steam Deck, and finally, is it worth to buy it in 2024? Let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to Valve Steam Deck is the build quality. Now, as you can see here, it has a very smooth finish, super simple. It is plastic, but it feels sturdy. The buttons feel surprisingly good. And then you also have the switches here, which sound pretty nice. We have the power button, we have the charging port, we also have the volume up and down, and we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. And then we have our cooling solution here on the top and then on the side. Also, we have 2 touchpads on each side. Well, we'll get to it. I will briefly go over them. We have the joysticks. We have the D-pad here. We have our AB, X and Y. We have our Steam button, our settings and options button, and then 2 additional buttons up here. Nothing more to talk about here. The only complaint that I have from the build standpoint is that there's no kickstand on the back like the Nintendo Switch does. Because I did find some points where if I wanted to play with a controller but I needed to use this monitor, it was kind of hard to set it up, and then I'll get to the little contraption that I got here. But as far as the build quality, I will turn it up here. The screen is beautiful. I did get the 512 gigabit version, so this does include the better screen, or the better finish on the screen, which is supposed to help with glare, and I think it looks pretty good. I didn't see how the lower versions compare to this in terms of how much glare, but so far I'm pretty happy with the build quality. It is time to talk about the Steam Deck OS. It is based on Linux, and as you can imagine, Valve did a pretty good job with the UI. It is extremely easy to navigate your library, to look at the updates for the games that you have, to see news about the updates that are related to the Steam Deck, and then also you can see what's trending among your friends. Now, going from here, a lot of people ask if there is a desktop mode. This is a Linux device, so if you hold the power button, you can do a couple of different things, one of which is to switch to the desktop mode. So I'm gonna briefly go over this, nothing too crazy. It will essentially function like a Windows computer, and there's a lot of things you can do. Now, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in the desktop mode because I do feel like most people that are going to get this device are not gonna mess with it too much. Obviously, there's gonna be people that are going to use emulators and do things a certain way, but right now, let's just go back into our gaming mode. As you can see, it doesn't take long. We're just gonna go right back. There we go. We're gonna boot up. You can see my face. There we go. This is one of the cool starting screens that I bought on the Steam store with my Steam points. So that is super cool. And there we go. We are back. It doesn't really take long. I do feel like they did a great job of letting you utilize this device to its fullest. And if you want to learn about emulators or anything like that, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I might explore doing some different things on the Steam Deck. But for now, let's focus on the Steam Deck experience as it was provided by Valve. So from here, if we want to go and find a game, we can press the Steam button, go to our library, and we can look at a variety of different things. So now right here I have installed games. There is all games that I have. And then also there is a section called Great on Deck, which will pull your library, and all the games that have been fully verified for the Steam Deck will show up here. So it will make your experience of choosing which game to play much easier. However, there's a couple of different filters and sorts. So if you go to all games, I do believe that if you go here, it will show you a couple of different things. So as you can see, we can have verified only games that have been completely optimized for the Steam Deck experience. We have verified and playable. Playable mean that they might require a little bit more effort to have an optimized experience. And then we have untested, which can be played on the deck, but it is not 100% confirmed that they work great. And then you can see all games as well. So that is super easy. If you want to go for and find a specific name, you can go here. And I told you I will talk to you about these two touchscreens. So as you can see, the one controls the left-hand side, the one controls the right-hand side, and it is super easy. It feels awkward at first to use, but I used it for a couple of hours and it's so easy now. So if I want to go here and type in Mortal Kombat, I just hover over and press the actual pad, and it will act like a left click on a mouse. So I go Mortal. Oh, sorry. We'll go backspace. Mortal Kombat. There we go. So we have Mortal Kombat 11 here, and I can easily find a game. Now, another cool thing about the Steam Deck is you can use it as a touchscreen. So if I want to do anything here, I can use my finger as well. And that is completely cool. There we go. We can exit, and now we can scroll through our games this way. So with that being said, let's go over some settings and what I recommend for the Steam Deck. Once we go into the settings, we'll press the Steam key. We'll go to settings here, and there's a couple of different things that I want to point out. You can see your battery as a percentage, as you can see here on the top bar. You can change your clock, etc. For your system, you can have a couple of different things. You can also choose to be in beta mode completely. You can also be a preview version, which might cause issues more frequently. I just keep it on stable for now. You can also enable developer mode, which I'm not gonna mess with right now. And then you have some additional crash report tools. You can see the name of your OS, you can see which version you have, etc, etc. No need to talk about that further. We also have a security section. So on system, wake up and power up, we can enable a lock screen. This is obviously in case you want to have some additional security if you have the device in public places, etc. You have your internet, which is just basically Wi-Fi. Then you have notifications. It is super easy to adjust what you want to hear and see while you're playing on the Steam Deck. Then going to display, you can put adaptive brightness. I like to keep mine at about 80 to 90%. Then also some additional things that just basically preserve your battery. They talk about, you know, when it should go to sleep on its own, and etc. We have some audio settings, no need to worry about those. We have Bluetooth, controller. This is an interesting one because you can, you know, enable the rumble, like feedback and Steam haptics, and you can also change, you can use a Nintendo button layout. So there's a couple of different, like, accessibility things that they did, which is super cool. You can also calibrate your device, which is nice. Further down, we go into keyboard customization, other customization of the startup movies, and then the most important part is going to be actually, let me just open this up real quick. The most important thing for me is going to be here. If you click this options right here, you can go into performance. So what I like here is you can put a performance overlay level. You can see additional information about how your device is running currently. It is fully integrated into your device. Some people like this, some people don't. I personally don't keep this on because it's just a distraction when I'm trying to be immersed in a game. so I'm gonna keep it off. You can also have basic and advanced view. Now, here you can adjust certain things. You can lock your screen down to 30 frames or 30 hertz. I apologize, but essentially this will allow you to preserve battery life if you're not super worried about frames. And further down, we can see that you can disable the frame limit completely, so it will run as fast as possible. We also can allow tearing to happen. We have we can also adjust our half rate shading, and the most important one in my opinion is the TDP limit. Now I will show you a little bit further what I use this for, but long story short, if I'm playing indie games, I like to put this TDP limit to 7 watts. What this does, it will limit it to about half of what it's set up for. And what it will do, it will only limit the amount of power that the CPU and GPU can pull. So this, for you, in layman's terms, means, is the Steam Deck going to perform better and hotter, or a little bit slower, but it will have much better temperature? So if you're playing indie titles, I suggest you have the TDP limit on. If you're playing something like Forza Horizon 4, if you're playing Elden Ring, if you're playing heavy titles, definitely leave the TDP limit off. We also have a manual GPU scaling. This will essentially do a similar thing, and I didn't mess with this yet, but if you want to get the most out of your device when it comes to indie titles and having a battery life that's much longer, this might be your go-to. Additionally, we have the scaling mode. If we want integer, fit, stretch, and fill. We have scaling filters and show performance overlay in Steam. We can turn it off or on. Additionally, we have some soundtracks, some help, and then some other quick settings on this little bar here. Okay, let's get into some games. Let's do Elden Ring. Let's see how long it takes to launch. I did record previously a fresh startup, but it didn't differentiate too much from the actual launch, so let's just see. Now remember, this is a pretty speedy SSD, so definitely doesn't take too long. You can see my face. All right, come on. Here we go. Anytime, any second, anytime, any second. From software. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's see how long it takes. Since we started, this has been maybe 40-ish seconds. And we're in. We are in. We are in the game, running around, doing whatever we want to do, and that is Elden Ring. It performs pretty well. It definitely surprised me how well it handles Elden Ring, and I do believe that you can do a pretty significant amount of manipulation for the actual video settings. So let me just show you here. We can do advanced settings, and this is all on high. As you can see, the only thing I disabled is motion blur and depth of field. Even the shadows and grass and everything, global illumination. Just for the sake of seeing how it performs, we're gonna open up the performance view, and we are going to just change it to about here. So this is all on high. We're pulling about 30, above 30 FPS on something that's pretty hefty on the graphics. You can see it looks beautiful. It runs about 30-ish, and you can get this to a stable 60 with a few settings adjusted, but I think it looks beautiful, and I would probably keep it on this setting. In my opinion, it looks pretty good. So that is Elden Ring. Let's see what else we can do. Alright, now we're going to see how Forza Horizon 4 performs. I have been playing this off and on in small spurts in the last couple of days, and I'm super happy how it performs. I'm gonna assume it's pretty much stuck to 60 with the TDP limit off, but I might be wrong. I haven't actually looked at the full-on numbers since I started playing this. So let's see what we got. And as you can see, the speakers, I feel like they're pretty good. Here we go. We're gonna continue. We got winter time.
Welcome back, Thingamajig.
Let's get on the road. As I said, pretty much we are at 60 FPS. This game is gorgeous. We have an old Lamborghini here. As you can see, no hitch at all. Works absolutely marvelous on the Steam Deck. And we're gonna crash probably, but who cares? There we go. And this is pretty much maxed out as well, with no TDP limit. Now, I want to say that you will hear the Steam Deck running a little bit hotter when it comes to games like this, especially, let me hear. Okay, you can't hear it right now, but after a little while, it will get a little hot, and I feel like it's comfortable. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but if you want, as I said earlier, a better battery life, and you're playing something that's not as demanding, putting on a TDP limit will extend your battery life significantly, and I think that's the way to go. But that's Forza Horizon 4. No need to talk about it more. I mean, it's pretty much stuck on 60. You will see maybe a dip here and there when it comes to like super hard crashes or multiple cars banging into each other, but it's barely noticeable, honestly. Let's check out another game. Time to see how Baldur 3 performs on the Steam Deck. Now, I want to say this is probably one of the heavier titles, one of the most beautiful titles that you can run on the Steam Deck, and it is definitely struggling a little bit on the higher end, but I think you can adjust the settings and have a much better experience. But I will show you something here, a simple mission later in the game that I'm not gonna spoil anything, don't worry, but it is definitely going to be running a little bit slower, but definitely playable. I'm assuming it's gonna be around 45-ish FPS, so let's see what's up. Let's see how long it's gonna take us to launch in here. Man, I can't believe how beautiful this thing is. Look at these buttons. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright. So, we have about-ish. Okay, let's make sure everything loads in. And we're getting, you know, certain dips. But as I said, this is pretty much maxed out. So if we wait a second for everything to load up, Let's check what settings I have right now. We have full screen mode. We have triple buffering VSync, no frame rate cap. We have FSR at balanced, and I was wrong. This is on medium. But as you can see, once you let it load up, it's definitely playable. However, I feel like this is definitely lower FPS than I remember. But it's definitely playable. A game like this, especially considering that it's a turn-based game, I feel like this shouldn't be that much of an issue. So yeah, this is Baldur's Gate 3. And this is later on, super heavy on the details, 100% still playable. We can take a look at another From Software title, which is Dark Souls Remastered. I feel like this game looks pretty good. It is the remastered version, obviously, but for what it is, it has been a blast playing through it for the first time a couple months back. What do we got? We got a nice 60. Yeehaw. Well, let's go back. Woo! We got the Zweihander. Alright. Where's this boss? Come here, buddy. Nope. Wrong button. It's locked. Oh, this is the New Game Plus. That's why I don't have anything set up. I don't even know where I had to go here. I already been here. Anyway, as you can see, it works great. And yeah, that's Dark Souls for you. Stuck at 60 FPS. Alright everyone, so we saw how a couple of games were running. The only thing that it kind of struggled with is the Baldur's Gate 3, which I definitely think you can tweak a little bit more and make it run better. Overall, what are my opinions on it? I love the way that it handles. It is very comfortable. It is on a heavier side compared to like Nintendo Switch, which I would show a comparison for you right now, but my wife has the Switch right now and she's not home. It comes out about, I want to say like 2 or 3 inches longer, but I do believe it brings a much better gaming experience. Overall, the build quality is solid. I don't have anything bad to say about it, honestly. The only thing that some people complain about is the battery life. To me, it wasn't much of an issue because when I'm gaming on this thing, I don't really plan on gaming more than like an hour, hour and a half at a time. So that was perfectly fine for me. But some people, if this is going to be your main thing that you're going to be playing on, definitely consider getting like a power pack or something like that to have on you with a fast charger. That's definitely going to benefit you a lot. So yeah, the screen is great. It does get a little bit hot, but I think with a machine like this, it is almost predictable that it's going to be, because it can really like handle a lot of things. And as I said, if you want to lower your temperature, you can go into settings here, and then simply you can put a TDP limit and essentially cut your heat by 50-60% easily, and it will get quieter as well. So with that being said, let's take a look at a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, and then we can wrap this review up. Alrighty, a couple of things to wrap this up. I see that not a lot of people talk about this charger that comes with the Steam Deck. It is fast. I love how fast this charges. It will charge your phone fast, it will charge your Steam Deck fast. Something that gets overlooked for some reason, but kudos to Valve, like, you don't have to wait a long time to get back into gaming. Also, with the addition of the Steam Deck that I got this nice case. this nice travel case. Nothing crazy to talk about, but it does feel great. It is super safe for your Steam Deck. You get this little microfiber to clean your screen. And I don't think they made it for this, but your charger can fit inside of here perfectly. Obviously, if you fold this cord, which I'm gonna do very, very quickly. And this is just a perfect little stash, if you're careful, that can house your Steam Deck charger. Also, I didn't spend, I think it's $70 or $80 on the Steam Deck dock. I did get this one on Amazon that was around $30-ish, and I'll try to provide a link in the video if you want to grab one. But it is a super neat little dock. You have your power here, you have your USB 3.0 Type-C. On the sides, you have 3 USB 3.0 ports, and then on the back you have your standard HDMI, which is great if you want to connect it to your TV or an external monitor. It is a great option to game in your living room or your bedroom, whatever it is. It is a great experience. You know, hook it up with a wireless Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, and you have a amazing time. So, do I recommend this? I got this at a discount. I do believe I paid roughly $380 for the 512 gigabit version. It is the non-OLED version, but I think it's perfectly fine. It does exactly what I wanted it to do. It does it for a long time for me, right? So about on a heavy title, if we're talking about a very demanding title, you will get about an hour and a half of gameplay. If we're talking about something more indie, you can definitely get 5 or 6 hours if you have your TDP limit set, like I showed you earlier in the video. And I think overall, just a great experience in my opinion. I would recommend it. And if you were on a fence about buying it, they have been doing a lot of sales for these non-OLED versions of the Steam Deck, and it's been pretty fun so far. A great experience in my opinion, and I hope you guys, you know, let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. I wanna talk about it because I've been pretty impressed by it. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you can see when the new videos are coming out. Do you like these types of videos? Should I review more tech? And I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.